Welcome back to A Girl, a Drink, and a Game. And we are here checking out Fallout today. So, we have what my loving husband has titled Megaton, for all you Fallout fans out there. And it contains blue Siricao, however you say that word, spiced rum, and cream soda. I did have to pay one bottle cap to acquire this drink. In case you want your own, it's going to cost you some bottle caps. So let's see if it's worth one bottle cap or not. It smells good. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I'm not a huge cream soda fan, but I like it. It is well worth a bottle cap, at least. I don't know about multiples, but one bottle cap in the bank. All right. So I don't know if any of you guys have heard, but Amazon Prime just dropped a Fallout series. So I thought this is a perfect time to do an unboxing of Fallout and Fallout expansion. Now I will tell you that this has already been unboxed and the two boxes have been combined. So what I pull out of this box is a combination of both boxes, and what I pull out of this box is a combination of both boxes. So fair warning. But we are gonna check it out. Oh, and I can't forget. We thought this was very fitting to the Fallout genre. We have our Lucky Lights here. This will also cost you a bottle cap to get in the Fallout world. The series is taking place 200 years post, disaster. Whatever that word is. My brain. So, it has been quite a long time since I've had one of these candy lights. They are just as chalky as I remember. I'm really crunchy. But good. Okay. So, we're going to start with this box because we've got our expansion rules in here. And we have all of our tiles. So this is one of those games that you set up and play tile-wise. Now, I'm not going to be going into like a big how to play. This game is very in-depth. So we're just going to really be going on what is in the box. What do you get in the game? What do you get in the expansion? So you have all sorts of different tiles that build the map. And this is the tiles for both boxes combined. So that's how we kind of reboxed them up, was by putting all the tiles together. As I'm sure you can hear, my puppies are playing. So in the expansion, this is the new California expansion, you get 12 of the map tiles, 6 scenario sheets, which we'll see in here, 5 of the plastic figures and character cards. So that's an addition to what you get in the original box game. And then 6 enemy tokens. And you get a bunch of additional cards down here, such as the Wasteland, the Settlement, and the Vault cards, quest cards, special cards, loot cards, asset cards, unique asset cards, feat cards, faction quests, and of course your bottle cap tokens. So if you want to know how much of these you get in the expansion, we'll go over that a little bit once we get this one open. Move those aside. Now this one comes with 2 very in-depth books. You have your Learn to Play, which is you need this one when you first start. I highly suggest watching a bunch of how-to videos on this and taking some serious time to get to know this book before you start playing. This is not a quick pop it open and let's go game. You gotta learn a lot. But then once you kind of have the gist of it down, this book is really good as your quick reference guide. It's got a lot of helpful information, a lot of reminders on the how-tos, what you can do to kind of move through it more quickly. So we will, we're going to flip this to our components page. I think it's in this one, actually. and we're going to talk about what you get in each of the sets. So, let's rearrange and take a drink. That's good. It goes really good with the Lucky Lights. I couldn't believe I found those. I ran to this little meat and deli place to get some Jones soda and saw them, and I was like, oh my god, that's perfect for this video. Okay, so we don't need that one. We're gonna put that one aside. So in here, in the base game, this comes in the base game, not the expansion, you get your 4 player cards or survivor boards, sorry. Survivor boards. Each player gets one of these. They do take slight assembly. There's 2 different layers on the board there, and they're held together with little like pins, essentially. So there's a little assembly required, not acquired. For those. Drink. And then you get your special tokens and your pegs. And I have these mixed together. And these you use on your board. So your special tokens, they've got the little Fallout face on one side, and then letters that spell special on the other side, and they go into these spots as you play. And then your pegs go down in the bottom parts of the board right there. Ta-da! There's red, green, and gray pegs that you'll use. All right, and then we have our plastic figures. So in the base game, you get 5, and in the expansion, you get 10. So they're just little unpainted minis, and they've got all sorts of different characters that you can play with. And again, you get 5 in the original. I don't know which ones are which, but 5 in the original and 5 in the expansion. So you can really have a lot of fun with that. And if you want, you can paint these if that's your jam. I'm not handy with tiny little paintbrushes, so they would be little, just blobs of nonsense if I tried to do that. But if you have that talent, you can do that here. Alright, let's put these in here. I also highly suggest that if you play this game, you put on a Fallout soundtrack. It's almost mandatory. It will make the game that much more fun. Alright, let's take a drink. Alright, this... No. Where are they? I think they're in here. Lots of little baggies. Okay, so you get lots of cards. So here are your unique asset cards. And you get 11 of these in the base game, and you get 8 of them in the expansion. And so like this one, for example, says it's an item apparel. You are treated as having S, which is one of your skills there. And it's got the T60E power armor on it. And there's just like a bunch of different ones that you can get. Like, ooh, there's dog meat. Dog meat. It says exhaust before fight to ignore all ability icons on the enemy. If you have an 8 item, keep the companion when it exhausts. So that's a companion card. So they're all different. You have items, companions, weapons, apparel, magazines, a Pip-Boy. Gotta have your Pip-Boy. Okay, so that's that. And then, stand up. All right, so then you have your, which ones are these? Oh, these are the character cards. Yep, that's what those are. They all have a different background, so I was confused for a second. but they match the little pieces here. So you have like your ranger and your wastelander and the vault dweller. So they all have a corresponding character token. And then we have our perk cards. You get 14 perk cards in the base game, and you get 7 perk cards in the expansion game. And like an example of that would be chem resistant. After you use a drug item, if you would become addicted, you may choose to suffer 3 damage instead. Discard to lose addicted or if you are killed. So there's just different things. Fortune finder, discard to gain 8 caps. Excuse me, you always want caps. Caps are life. All right, and then here are our agenda cards. There are 23 agenda cards in the base game, and I don't think there are any in the, no, there are not any in the expansion. But yeah, we have 23 of them here, and these are for the different like factions. So there's the freedom, and then the security, and there's a few that are not labeled with one of those, such as like managing it says if you have 3 or more drug items, or if you are also well rested, you get points for those. So that's those. Lots of tiny little cards in this game. Easy to lose. We actually have a note in here because we're missing card 188. I think that's these though. Pretty sure it was missing from the get-go. Okay. And there are like specific things that point you to specific cards, which is why it's kind of relevant that you know that, so you're not like searching forever. Kind of took us a while to figure that one out. It's been quite a while since we played this. We played it when we first got it with my sister, and that was some time ago. All right. Get this out the bag. Okay, so here we have our wasteland cards, and you get 34 of these in the original and 25 wasteland cards in the expansion. We're dropping them. So let me find one to read as an example. Some are a lot longer than others. Okay, so for one example, we have, with a spring in your step, you enter the marketplace ready to find the best deals that this rundown heap of metal and filth has to offer. Browse what is available. You're a master of money, and the myriad minions of merchantry melt at your might shop. +1, or number 2 is none of this is any good, go elsewhere. You move on to greener pastures, discard each card from the shop and draw replacements, then shop once. So these kind of determine how you play your game in the wasteland. All right, and then this one is the quest cards. You get 100 quest cards in the main game, and you get 32 in the expansion. And these are the ones that have the numbers that we are missing 188. So depending on where the story is telling you to go, you have to find a certain card that matches with it. And these have kind of a similar format to like the Wasteland cards, where it has like the option 1 and option 2. So like this one says, although the inhabitants at the fledgling settlement are grateful that the raiders have been driven off, a new problem has arisen. The raiders will respect the borders set by the settlement, but only if the raider that has killed, or that was killed, is replaced by another. 1, offer another to take his place. The raider can't discard a companion. Or 2, and then it tells you like stage 113, which is like card 113. And then Raider Camp, and it has the SEA special tokens, and Become Vilified, stage 116 trash. So this kind of takes you to how your story will unfold. So put those back. Again, it is a crazy in-depth game. But once you get the hang of it, it is fun. It's just a lot to learn and remember and get into and get set up and everything. It's definitely like an all-dayer. All right, so now we have our asset cards. And you get 25 asset cards in the base. And then you get 21 in the expansion. So they've got your little bottle caps on the back. And they're like a variety of different things. So you have like rat-away item. You get weapons. Apparel, a detective's coat, fragmentation grenade, pistol. I mean, there's all sorts of things in here. Lab coat. And they all do different things, like the Curie, the companion robot, exhausts to recover 5 HP. If you have 10 or fewer HP, keep this companion when it exhausts. So, lots of... Ooh, a bobby pin. During a test that uses P, you may discard this card to add 1 hit. Bobby pins are handy. No lie. Alright, so on to the loot cards. You get 34 loot in the base game, and you get 26 loot in... Can I open the loot? The loot is hard to open. 26 in the expansion. Ooh, fistful of caps. Immediately discard this card, then gain 3 caps. We like caps. Again, and this is another thing where it's like items, weapons, companions, water in a milk jug looking container. Ooh. But I guess after the fallout, you know, water's pretty scarce. Since during your turn, you may discard this card to recover 5 HP. Then suffer 1 radiation. Sounds about right. So, then... all of the little cards are very similar in what they can provide, but different, like, scenarios for you to get them. This is very blue. It almost looks like radioactive. And we are almost done. Last, we have the scenario cards. So you get 4 scenario sheets in the base game, and then you get 6 in the expansion. And I have 5 in here. I don't know why I have them divided like this, but apparently I do. And this is the scenario of like how your game will unfold. So they've got on one side, they tell you how to set up your map with all those tiles. So if you, that's probably, no, I don't know how I have them because there's 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was thinking maybe I had it split up by expansion versus original, but I don't. But obviously if you don't have all the tiles from the expansion pack, you can't play all these because it comes with additional map tiles. You get 21 map tiles, which again are here in the base game, and then you get an additional 12 in the expansion. So they've got your scenario on one side, and then they've got your map layout on the other side. And I just realized, is it under here? There they are. I was like, wait a minute, we're missing a whole lot of pieces. Nope, it's under the cardboard. All the tokens. I mean, I guess they did take out some of the tokens, but here are most of the tokens hidden down here. Oh, and more cards. Holy cannoli. Lots more cards. We have our vault cards and our settlement cards, which are very similar to the Wasteland cards. You get 20 vault cards in the base game and 19 in the expansion, and then you get 21 settlement cards in the base game and 22 in the expansion. I don't know why I keep forgetting that words. And we also have, which I forgot it was set up like this. So the cards are all in order, and so the Wasteland, the Settlement, and the Vault cards are all like mixed together in these decks, but in order. So if you look at the cards, it's like 88, 89, 87, 86, so on and so forth on the number side, but then you flip it around and you can see it's all the different types of, okay, I'm showing all the same there, but all the different types of cards. So we have them in order in 3 separate sections. And then hello, kitten. You're the big kitten. We locked up the little kitten because she's a little butthead. I don't want to get in trouble for what I usually call her. This kitten is much nicer, and he doesn't usually come out. I don't know if he'll jump up here or not. He usually keeps to himself and hides away from all the chaos of all the other animals. Okay, so we've got our caps, which of course are the best. You have red caps and you have blue caps. And on the back of the caps, there are numbers. So this one's like number 5, this is 1, that's how many caps there were. And then you have your faction tokens, which goes with the security and freedom that I mentioned earlier. The 2 different factions. And then you have your enemy tokens. They have a symbol of like what kind of enemy they are on one side. And then they have like the actual enemy on the other side. So like this is a raider scum. And then it has little things to denote like how you can take them down. I think that's all. Oh wait, the trait tokens, which they go, they're really little, really little. Just like that. They go in these little spots on your board. Right. Oh man. Come on, let me find another one. Ooh, and the dice. Oh, and we have quest markers too. The quest markers are like little triangles. They help you track your quests on here. I'm trying to find my little skill token. They're so tiny, they hide under all the other tokens. Alright, well, I'm just gonna get up and get this one. Okay, so the skill token goes right there. It's very little. And that's all our tokens. And then we have our dice. And the dice is how you figure out your shots on when you're attacking. It's got like the little parts of the body highlighted, like on the pip display. So yeah, they're really adorable. And you get 3 dice. I think they're buried in the bag. They are. They are buried in the bag. But it comes with 3 of them. And for the tokens, you get 6 additional faction tokens, 6 additional quest tokens, and 6 additional caps tokens in the expansion. And then in the original, you have 27 enemies. Oh, you also get 6 additional enemy tokens. 27 enemies, then 54 caps, 10 faction, 8 quest markers, 12 traits, and 35 special tokens. And you don't get any new special tokens. I lied. You get 5 character special tokens in the expansion. And I think we've hit everything else you get in the expansion. Yes. we have. So there's your lovely contents page. And then this goes over some additional rules and stuff about the like new California rules, as well as some of the additional items that you get within the expansion. But this is very short, and I don't really remember why I put a bunch of red flag stickers things on here, but I did. I'm sure I had a really good reason at the time. I don't know what it is though. No idea. But that is Fallout, a post-nuclear board game for 1 to 4 players, and the new California expansion. And I don't know if this one tells me how long it takes to play, but I can tell you it is a really long time. Let's look at the bottom one. 2 to 3 hours. That's if you know what you're doing. If you don't, it will take longer. Oh, here comes the kitty cat. You can say hi, Scout. Hi, Scout. Ages 14 and up. I'm not flipping this over as I usually would because there's still stuff in there. Fantasy Flight Games. So if you'd like to learn more, go check out fantasyflightgames.com. That's what we have. Welcome to the Fallout, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this What's in the Box edition of Fallout and the expansion. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. You know I love y'all. Get yourself some cream soda and some Sirco. It's good. Cheers. We'll catch you next time.